he actually looked somebody in their face and told them to grow up. He's like, I'm talking to you. So to me, it was personal.
He did name check the reporter he was upset with.
It was personal. It's like this guy wrote a story. He wrote a story about me without even talking to me. So making it seem like it was some things in this story, this article that I supposedly said. That's what I really took from it. And then, you know, if you're getting asked about free agency way back in training camp and they still asking, like, it kind of runs its course. You just want to play basketball. Ask us about our run that we're on right now for this third straight championship.
I mean, that all comes with it. When you're considered one of the baddest players on the planet, you know, people have interest on what's next for you. Well, you know, I mean, they're just interested in your life in general. I mean, why haven't you talked to the media? Where are you going to be next year? It's all a lot of things people want to know as fans. We live in a world right now through media is like, it spreads like wildfire, rumors and all these things. And when you're one of the baddest men on the planet, people want to know these things.
Right, but don't ask me.
So you have to accept that.
No.
It comes with it.
No, it doesn't.
You understand what comes with the territory.
You don't ask me about free agency after the game,
well,
before practice,
he can actually put that to rest.
I get it because he signed the 2-year deal, and you sign these short-term deals.
One-on-one, yeah.
Yeah, these one-on-one. Yeah, they want to know, but don't ask me every day. Don't ask me that every day.
He could put that to rest by saying, look, I'm not answering no more of these free agency questions until after the season.
That's not going to put it
because we don't hear that from the other guys. I mean, we don't hear nothing from Kawhi. You know, other free agents to be next summer.
Kawhi don't talk at all.
Yeah, but, you know, these are big free agents coming up.
Kawhi, I will give Kawhi credit, by the way. He's been a little more available this year.
How many championships they won? How many MVPs those guys you just named?
I understand that. That's why Durant gets asked those, because he's at the top of the mountain on that.
Right.
So he's going to get asked more than all those other guys.
Kevin Durant is one of the most talented players in the history of the game. He is absolutely indefensible on the court. He has a chance to be the all-time leading scorer. He's got 2 rings. He's got an MVP. He's got a chance to win more. His only weakness is his thin skin. It's his only weakness. And I don't know why, because he doesn't really owe anything to anybody. When it comes to this, he is absolutely within his rights to call out a reporter. He's absolutely within his rights to get frustrated by questions. However, if you want to talk about acting like a grown-up, in 2016, when he changed teams, it changed the face of the entire league. Every single day that has passed in the league since then, including today,
yes,
is affected by that free agency decision. His next free agency decision will change the face of the league, especially if he leaves. These are maybe the most important thing that is going on in the NBA right now. Even more important than Anthony Davis is where Kevin Durant is going to play next year. And he made the decision to sign a 1-year contract. It is has to be his responsibility to stand up and accept the reality of that situation. And he should say, none of you can touch me because I'm better than all of you and I'm more powerful than all of you and I'm more powerful than every owner and every other player in the league because I control where the balance of power goes in the league. And that's what he should be saying. He shouldn't be wasting his time worrying about what people are snapping at his heels. And that is all that really needs to be said on the matter. And he doesn't need to worry about it anymore. And if he continues to let this bother him and go at fans and stuff like that and use Twitter, it will be his downfall. Other than that, nothing else can touch him. He's that good.
Well, look, this isn't going to stop. That's the bottom line. He can stand up there and say what he says. And I do agree to a point. If he's frustrated, he's allowed to say it. We want to hear from him. We didn't hear from him for 9 days. Now we've heard from him. I don't want to criticize him for speaking after he finally speaks. That being said, it's not going to stop. Brian, as you point out, his free agency is going to affect the NBA. Is his $7 billion a year business. The New York Knicks just made decisions that are hundreds of millions of dollars worth of decisions based on speculation of where Kevin Durant might go. This isn't just gossip. This is actual hard dollars being exchanged, and not in the summer, but right now. So it's going to come up, and we've had other players who have dealt with this. LeBron James dealt with it when he was leaving Cleveland and eventually went to Miami. And by the way, he dealt with it the year he was in Miami, eventually went back to Cleveland, and then again, Cleveland to Los Angeles. And he very simply said what Kawhi Leonard has said, which is what Paul has suggested. Guess what, guys? Not talking about it. Let's talk about something else. And if you do it sort of lightly and regularly, I haven't found that the media is like, well, no, we're not going to talk about anything else. We're going to keep asking you about it. That just doesn't, it doesn't tend to happen in these sort of media environments. Paul, you were a master. And Tracy, you were great at this too. You know that you were, of sort of saying to guys, come on, guys, we're not going to talk about this. And then everybody would move on.
Right.
Yeah, but for me, I think it's, again, it has to be something personal for KD to call a reporter out. It has to be something about an article that someone wrote about him that wasn't true and put some quotes in there that he didn't say. That's my only feeling about this. That's why I think he came off that way.
Mm-hmm. And I think
but it's not just about this. This has happened to him over and over and over and over for years. It's really, I mean, you can go back to what happened in Oklahoma City. He had press conferences like this. It wasn't quite where he called out a reporter, but he did stuff like this in the past. And I swear, it's the only way you can bother him. You can't bother him any other way but bothering him this way.
The guy like Kevin Durant with his platform, he can control the narrative. So, you know, he can come out on his Twitter, he can come out on any social media outlet and control everything that's said and what goes on. And so, you know, there is no need to go up there and go at a reporter, because if something was said, he can go on any social media outlet and give his piece.
I mean, look, the bottom line is I'd rather have him talking than not talking. So if that's what he feels he has to say, I'm okay with it, because I'd rather have him expressing himself. I hope for his sake, and that's really all it is, for his sake, that he can find a way to live with this for the next few months, because it's not going away. No matter what he said last night, no matter what happens in the next week or two, it's not going to go away, because there is so much money tied to all of this, so many fan bases, front offices, other players, as Brian notes, as he goes the rest of this entire league for the rest of the next few years. It is sticking around as an issue, and I hope he can find some comfort and a strategy for handling it, because a happy Kevin Durant is more fun for all of us. We'd love to see him out there balling. Oh, come on.
He's going to ball regardless.
I think, well, you like him angry?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I
like him when he's having fun. I think he's one of the most fun players in the league to watch.